Hey, this is another episode of Big Den, East New York, and I'm Big Den. I'm a food lover originally from Tennessee, now living in the Big Apple. I'm looking for out-of-way places, hole-in-the-wall spots that you probably never find on your own. I find those out, I seek those out, and then eat them, review them, do an honest review so that you also can eat New York City like Big Den. So tonight we're a couple of blocks south of Houston, like about Avenue A or so, at a place called Patacon Pisao. Specializes in Venezuelan cuisine. Let's go see what's on the menu as Big Den, East New York. So we're here with the owner, Ronald Hernandez. He's the owner and manager of this location. And so I want to ask you just a little bit, how did Patacon Pisao, how did it get started? Where the roots are?
So my mother started in '05 as a single mother. She had worked in the kitchen for 10 years before that, so she decided to open up her own food truck in the Heights in 2005. And then later on, she fell upon a location in Queens, close to from where we live. So she opened up there, and then about 5 years ago, we opened up over here in the Lower East Side.
So now this is Venezuelan cuisine.
Venezuelan, yes.
So
Venezuelan
is your mother from Venezuela then?
She was born and raised in Venezuela.
And came to the U.S.
Mid-'80s.
Mid-'80s, okay. And how about the recipes then? Are these off the internet or?
No, she created them all herself.
Really?
Yep.
So
and
what?
These are also typical things that you'd find in the Venezuelan street.
Yeah. So what a success story. Single mother. I didn't ask about siblings. Is it just you?
Yeah, it's me and my brother.
You and your brother.
Yeah.
And is your brother involved in the business also?
He's head first into it as also.
Yeah. If you're running this location, what does he do?
He helps out with the other two locations. Does all our marketing. If you look at any of our past interviews, he's the head of the business. The face of the business.
You would have preferred that he be here for this interview rather than you.
I'm more camera shy.
And so how long, you may have said this, but how long here in the Lower East Side?
About 5 years now.
Yeah. And you refer to it as the Heights. I looked that up. That's Inwood Heights, which is just up from the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah, so I take the FDR. When you split to the George Washington, you stay on the last exit, take it all the way down. It's 2 blocks off.
Yeah, okay. So that's really way Upper West Side, right? So 180, 70. Oh, 202. Oh, okay.
202 Street and 10th Avenue.
Yeah. So day to day, then. So I know you said your mom started this. Day to day, what is her function in the business?
She makes sure everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. She makes sure everybody's on their toes and working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you could have done anything, right? What made you and your brother? Why did you have an interest in this?
Well, I was never really into school, so I was always more of a worker.
I can relate to that. I appreciate that.
I was more of a worker, and then she needed help. She was a single mother. She took on a business. She needed some manpower, and so I helped her out. And my brother went to college, came back, and he went headfirst into the marketing and tried to make this actual brand and business.
Wow.
Man.
So what a true success story, right? Him and his brother, their mom came from Venezuela 30 some odd years ago, a single mother, and now a successful business with 3 locations, doing fantastic. And it's really a compliment also to their mom. Not only could she be a success story in business, but she had the loving side where the boys would want to get involved also. Because a lot of times that doesn't always happen. So thank you, Ronald. I appreciate you. I know you're a little bit camera shy, but I do appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, okay?
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you much. Let's get to eating.
Definitely.
Okay. So this is the chimichurri sauce that came with one of the sandwiches. Oily, garlicky, salty, a lot of herbs, maybe some cilantro in it. Some people would really like that. I'm not crazy about that at all. A lot of herbs, I can taste that in it. So put that back on top. So this is the arepa, Mexicana or Mexican arepa. So this is made with a cornmeal ground really fine, white, and they make a patty out of it, sort of like what in the South we'd call a fritter, and fried. You can get it grilled or fried. I got it fried. And this one is the Mexican version of it. So you can see it's got pulled pork, yellow cheese, and green jalapenos. These are not pickled. So I'm going to suspect that one's going to be a little bit on the hot side. This is very crunchy. This is different from the ones that we get. There's a place in Orlando that we get arepas, and they're thicker and softer. This is pretty crunchy. I don't know if I can even get through it or not. Arepas are also chewy, and that's the reason I'm having a hard time getting this off. Okay? So there's a jalapeno. Likely that's going to be very hot. I'm going to just take a bite of that. Ready? It was really good. It's crunchy and chewy. I wish I'd have got more ingredients on it. Roast pork is soft, well seasoned, yellow cheese. Let's hit the pepper. That's not, I mean, it's hot, not terribly hot, but with one of these other sauces, that would be fantastic. Next, I ordered Patacon, which is, it's a sandwich made out of green plantains for the bread. So if you're not familiar with it, plantain is a less sweet, starchy version of banana. So they take this, cook it to soften it up, like boil it, and then they mash it together to make the sandwich. And I got the Cuban version of it with a fried egg on top. Fried egg makes everything great. So let me get that up. Well, I didn't get all the bottom of it. That's that sauce out of this world. Garlicky, creamy. The plantain is really crunchy. That sauce is worth the price of admission. You put that on anything. That is really, really good. Let's do a yuca chip. So yuca fries. Yuca's less sweet potato or in that family. Those are fantastic. Crunchy. Just a touch sweet, very salty, like a good fry should be. It's worth walking a mile for either one of those. Put them together, they're fantastic. Okay, so now we have a chichapa. Get you a look at that. That looks fantastic. Let me get a new knife here. I don't know if that's 4 layers. Oh, that goes all the way down. So it's got sweet plantains. What do you say, steak? Shredded beef. Shredded beef, sweet plantains, sweet cilantro, and a sour cream. white cheese and queso blanco and sour cream. So I'm gonna dip it in this sauce. So shredded beef, white cheese, sweet plantain, and the sour cream, and I put this pinkish sauce on it. So this is really good, not my favorite, because I think I got in that bite, I got mainly sweet plantain. So it's just like a sweet plantain sandwich with a little garlic sauce on it. I think if I'd have got down and got more meat, it would have been a little bit different. It is, so look, somebody bought me that with this sauce, I'd be perfectly content with it. But of the three that I've eaten so far, this is third in line for my favorite. So this is the Patacon. You ready? Okay, so this is the Patacon burger version. So it's got hamburger patty and white cheese on it. And the fried plantain bread container. Like the other, very crunchy on the outside. I would eat those with a little bit of salt by themselves. The burger is not just a piece of hamburger. It's got a lot of spices in it, a lot of flavor to it. White cheese and that garlic sauce. This is really good. I think my favorite is the CUBANO and the yuca fries. I think those are my favorite of all this. So we're going to dig back in. Be back to you in a little bit. You want that, honey? Those yuca fries are really good. Wow, what a success story. Single mother moves up here from Venezuela 30 odd years ago, has experience in the restaurant business, opens her own location, now 3 locations, this one in the Lower East Side. Both of her sons are involved in the business. One does marketing. You saw the interview with this one that owns and manages this store. A fantastic success story, not only for the single mom, but for the family, entrepreneurial spirit, right? I could see me coming back to this place at least once a month. The food absolutely was fantastic. The sauces, condiments add such a depth of flavor to it. You will not go wrong. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends, and then look forward to the next episode of Big Den Eats New York. Thank you.